Hi, this is Norman Kochnick. Still very bushy, very hair driven. I'm having my shaver didn't work. I'm still trying to work out what's going on, but I'll get my hair and my beard cut soon, guys. So happy Raksha Bandhan. Happy Raksha Bandhan. So today you are to love your brothers and sisters, I believe, and I kind of think you're my brothers and my sisters. Well, some of you might be sisters, but we're like a brotherhood, like a family, a community. Shah Manju saying hello. So am I pronouncing it correctly, Shah Manju? Happy Raksha Bandhan? Let me know. So today we're going to talk about a few things. The main thing is we're leading into a very, very busy period. From tomorrow, we'll have an Aussie and a POM talk talk all about India, and that'll hopefully be myself and Chris Vernon. That's episode 16 of that series. 16 over a period of 6 months. We've had now, it'll be the 16th episode of an Aussie and a POM. Well, then that'll be tomorrow, which is the 23rd of August. Today's the 22nd. The 24th, which is the Tuesday, the day before the third test at Headingley and Leeds, we will have the full preview of the third test. Teams, selections, all sorts of aspects of the conjectures of what's happening with the last three tests, the ins and outs, obviously, with the likes of Dawood Milan. I think James Vince is in there. There's a few players that are in that squad. Yes, Deepak Piwala, I've just said before, happy Raksha Bandhan, sir. Well, Bandhan, of course. So that means happy day for brothers and sisters. And I really, really think that's a lovely celebration. You guys in India have a lot of great celebrations around the world, in fact, too. So, yeah. So, again, I'll repeat, we've got a series of dates coming up. Today, we'll have a bit of a preview, a bit of a happy Raksha Bandhan, of course. Dr. Fishal Saif, hey, man, what do you think about the steady decline of Aussie cricket? It's starting to see such a powerhouse side decline. What's the reason, in your opinion? I'll talk about that a bit later, Dr. Vishal Saif. I've, in fact, already did several videos on this, if you would have already seen that. And I've spoke at length, but we'll talk about that more later. I'll get to that. So we've got a Zoom meeting tomorrow for Joe Root at about 1:15 Indian time, which would be, I think that would be around 5:45 your time. It's happening tomorrow. It's actually, no, it's 1:15 BST, and I'm not sure what that is, but British Standard Time, I guess. So that would be at 5:45. We'll come to that. So anyway, all right. Who are my guests today? Well, we'll see. I've asked a few people on. I'll have a bit of a chat. Today's more of a casual day. I wanted to just announce the fact that we're going to have a series of dates again. This is, of course, happy Raksha Bandhan today, but tomorrow will be an Aussie and a POM talk all things cricket in India. Obviously, we'll talk about aspects of the test coming up and other aspects from an English and Australian and Indian point of view. That'll be tomorrow. It'll be at about 6 p.m. Indian time, 10:30 my time. Then Tuesday, the 24th, the day before the test, we'll have the full preview of the third test at Headingley, Leeds. We'll go into a fair bit of detail. I'll hopefully have some very good guests on that as well. Then on, of course, the day of the game, the first day, I'll have a preview of the day's play and the preview of the test combined, which will be about an hour before kickoff. And then a post-day one review, and it'll go on preview post all 5 days of the test. Okay? That's the plan. Do I play Ashes Cricket 19? Well, I have played it. I don't mind it. England can win the third test. Of course, like they can, but I think India are more likely to. But yeah, we'll see. Ollie Pope successful today. Why isn't he considered better than Sibley and Crawley? Well, Sibley and Crawley both out. Ollie Pope's in there and now anyway. Whether he plays, I think Dawood Milan will come into that position up the order. Again, that's a happy Raksha Bandhan. I said that earlier. Thank you very much, Sri Rakesha. Amlan Bharat, why Tri-Series not happening nowadays, Norm? Pretty hard. with COVID to arrange how many teams to play. I think that would. Thank you, Patel. Sharari Gayatri, is that a great game for the 100 yesterday? What a wonderful, even more bigger than next season. Yeah, it will be. It's going to take a while to get used to, especially the logoing and the colours and the like. But yeah, Oval Invincibles won the women, and the Southern Brave, I think, won the men's. We'll talk about that later as well. Every batting and bowling lineup becomes best in the world after thrashing the Pops. Just a month ago, they were criticising the Test versus New Zealand. New Zealand, yeah, I don't know. I think there's reports Josh Butler won't be available for the fourth and fifth Test. Well, that's interesting. That could well be because he's not on the IPL, is he? He's not in the IPL, as we know, because I think his wife's giving birth. Great asset, RCB replacement for Harasanga and Tim David for IPL. Yeah, they're not bad. Not bad. Love your work, thank you. If I'm Joe Root, what am I thinking about at the moment? Well, he wouldn't be too worried because, admittedly, they're 1-0 down, but he's a pretty good captain and they've got pretty good confidence in that team, even though they've lost potentially Mark Wood and obviously Broad. They're going to be in a bit of trouble. My favourite Indian player. My favourite is Pat. It is too. Which team do you support in the IPL? Nashville. My team that I support in the IPL, normally Kolkata Knight Riders, but because, that's KKR. But Delhi Capital, I think, will win. Ash's prediction. Oh my God, should be a show. I don't know. It's going to be a very, very close contest. That's what I think. Well, probably Australia because they're at home, but I'm not confident. Joe has never been given the full strength squad. Yeah, that's true. He's certainly suffered from that perspective, that's for sure. So let's just see who's available. I haven't really invited many people. Yeah, so we've got a Joe Root media conference, so that would always be interesting. It's very interesting when there's the Joe Root conference. I'm just going to say. So again, today we've got this mixture of discussions, and then we'll move into the IPL. Sorry, not the IPL. An Aussie and a Pom talk all things cricket. We might mention the IPL a little bit, but we'll talk about certainly the third Test tomorrow. That'll be Chris Vernon and I, and then the preview of the full Test, the third Test at Headingley Leeds will be on the Tuesday, and then into the Wednesday we'll have preview the day preview the day's play, and then the post-day review every day of the 5 Tests. That's going to be a busy, busy time. With clear weather, what should be the first thing is good score. Well, it's a pretty good bowling pitch, this one. So anything over 300 will be pretty good if you ask me. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to be allowed to bring anyone they want to. Glenn Phelps picked by Rajasthan's Butler's replacement because of his wife's pregnancy. Every New Zealand batting line as a keeper. Interesting. No, Devon Conway, yeah. I thought that's interesting. I'm not sure Devon Conway's not there. Now, we'll talk about the Justin Langer's issue in a minute. He was on an ABC TV show today called The Outsiders or Insiders. I forgot the name of the show. But he's on the charm offence at the moment to make himself look like a nice, calm person. The reality is, if you see the article by Malcolm Conn, who was a part of the Cricket Australia Cricket New South Wales set up for a few years, has returned to being a full media newspaper journalist. He's now the chief cricket writer for the Sydney Morning Herald. Chris Barrett used to be that, and Chris has gone off to I think Hong Kong, Singapore to do some work and more true a political media sense rather than cricket. So he's gone off to greener pastures. So Malcolm Conn was very clear in talking about the grumpy Justin Langer. And I saw that myself during the Test series. I was taking a video and doing some discussions near him, and he looked but decidedly cranky. I can't begin to talk about that. He looks like a very disturbed man. Tries to be draconian about what he does, tries to be very heavy-handed. That only works for some players, not all. I don't think it worked for Steve Smith or Dave Warner, for example, and maybe some of the Australian New South Wales bowlers. Otherwise, he's got some pretty good half, maybe a third not good and 2/3 not good, actually. Who's my favourite commentator? I mean, look, I go back in the history of Richie Benaud, without a doubt. I like Richard Bennett a lot. From a female perspective, Issa Gu is pretty good. I don't think Mel Jones is ordinary. I don't think much of her. I'm sorry, my opinion. I don't dislike the woman, but I don't think much of her commentary. But I would say definitely, the old days, Richard Bennett for sure, and Bill Laurie, and even Tony Gregg, and more currently, Mark is not a big fan of him. Harsha Bogler's pretty good. I like Deep Desgupta. I think he's very good. India and versus Pakistan T20 match. Who will win that one? Well, that's a great. You'd have to say India. I still think India's got the momentum running, and they're going to want to play pretty quickly, and I think they've got the best chance because I don't think England's bowling stocks will be very good, and they're quite light on the batting as well. My favourite Test winner since the 70s, there's a lot of them. I mean, Imran Khan, Kapil Dev, Ben Stokes, if you're going to still include, Ian Botham. Did Sir Garfield Sobers play a little bit? I think he did. Harsh Gupta, yes, it's Happy, Raksha Bandhan. You like my brothers, guys? Your brothers and sisters in some cases? Certainly. Well, I'm going to try and start to invite a few people. I haven't done that at all yet. So I should start to invite people, shouldn't I? Give me a second, guys. Just going to invite people and invite a guest. Let's see who I can invite. Brian Roney's always good. Don't think he's there. So I'm just inviting people, guys. Give me just 2 seconds. I'm going to send off some invites to people. I want to get Gargi here. Let's see if she's there. So Naresh can't join. I'm just trying to invite as many people as I can. Takes a bit of time, guys. Bear with me a second, all right? How pandemic affected tourism industry in Australia down the toilet. In fact, we've had over 800 cases in Sydney. We're in a bit of a diabolical mess, to be very honest with you. It's not good at all. Not good at all, guys. So yeah, it's led to. We're going to have a curfew starting tomorrow, which is going to, in the circle areas which are affected, which is quite a shock actually. I'm not happy with that at all. Now see Monty turns up. Let's have a look. I might just try and get a hold of a few people. Okay. Is there a lockdown in Australia? There's a lockdown, big time lockdown. What is the biggest news in the world? It has to be COVID, not Taliban. You don't want to talk about Taliban too much, to be honest. It takes a second to do all this, guys. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. I'm just inviting a few people. I mean, there's no real test on this. It may be mostly me, guys, which is not a problem. I see whether Richard Vernon's floating around and whether good old Munchie. Right, so I'm not sure, guys, what we're going to expect in terms of people turning up. That's okay. We can have an intimate session with me today. So I have one question. Taliban I don't think it's going to happen. Well, it may still happen, but it's unlikely. Umesh Ashwin will play for sure. Who will miss out? Umesh and Ashwin will play for sure. No, there's no certainty that Ashwin will play. In fact, I think he's more likely to play the Oval Test, to be honest. Umesh, if there's an injury, he'll play, but I don't think there is. So I don't think either of those blokes will play. A business near Coogee Beach getting Government Swatters, yes, they are. They certainly are, Luckle, I swear. Michael Vaughan, well, again, Michael Vaughan, 203-166 Nashville. I've actually been stuck and lift with him for an hour and a half at the Lord's JP Morgan Media Centre. Halfway down, we were stuck. Michael Vaughan, Damien Martin, Jonathan Norman, another journalist, and some staff, as in catering staff, were all stuck in his lift. So I got to see the truth. He was quite a nervous guy, but he seems okay. Look, he's generally a pretty good character. I don't think there's anything to worry about him at all. I think he's a well-intentioned guy. I don't think he's bad. I think he has a bit of a lend with the Indian media too. Well, Afghan cricket, Rashid he's out of there apparently. I think he's in the UAE or India. He will play the World Cups, and apparently Taliban are going to let them go. I know when I just joined for Australia. Paranjay Sachdeva, what do you mean you just joined for Australia? You subscribe to the YouTube side, or what do you mean? Tell me. Royal Challengers Bangalore, certainly Zihad Brewer. With Kohli, A.B. de Villiers, I'm assuming Maxwell will be there, Dan Christian as well. They've got a pretty damn good side. There's no doubt about that. They're going to be a difficult side to beat. They'll be up there with Delhi Capitals. They're going to be there with Delhi Capitals. I always thought Delhi Capitals, RCB, Mumbai Indians. Is it Delhi Capitals, RCB, Mumbai Indians, and possibly Chennai Super Kings. The four, maybe KKR. But I think Punjab won't make it. The other teams which will be running low. Make an interview with Sam McGrath. That'll be hard, but I'm going to try. Is this the end of Afghanistan cricket? No way. They're playing a test match in Australia in November. I don't think there's any end to it. The players, if they're allowed to go, they'll certainly be around. So I don't think that's an issue at all. All right. Please answer my question, sir. Where is your question? For the role of wicket batsman, okay. Was some of the part before that. If India were to send a B team again for ODI, who will you choose between Ishan Kishan, Sanju Samson? As a keeper, I mean, it's hard because I would say Ishan Kishan and Sanju Samson should be both in the team. Who should be the keeper? I think Sanju Samson may be a better reputational keeper. That's what I would say. So I've answered your question. Okay, Dave Warner's going to IPL for sitting in the bench. Maybe, you know what? Ankit Agarwal, if he goes there to sit on the bench and he's getting paid millions, I'd sit on the floor, let alone the bench. What does Western Melbourne view about how cricket could be revived? Well, it's been revived now. They're in fantastic shape. They're doing very well. They're going to be a T20 threat for the World Cup. India, England, and West Indies are the top three, in my opinion, with the fourth one potentially being either Pakistan or New Zealand. So yeah, what's going on with Aussies? Oh, there's a lot. I'll talk about that in a minute. There's a lot of chaos. I think he's going to be well and truly out of the country. So I think he's not going to be returning to this chaos. I'll tell you. Now look, as far as Australia's concerned, I put together. If you go to my YouTube channel, guys, and you've been to my YouTube channel, you're obviously there now. I've uploaded 2 videos. One called "What on Earth is Going On with Australian Cricket?" I actually put a video together about that. So if you're asking me now, have you looked at that video? That was released basically a day ago. And then I had another one which I talked about Australia best are back, but will it be enough for the tilt? I've actually had 2 videos on this topic. So if you're watching me now, please also watch those 2 recorded videos. Okay, one was recorded on the 20th of August, and one was recorded on the 21st. Now, today's the 22nd, literally the last couple of days. So have a look. Am I going to the UAE for the T20 World Cup? Now, let me just talk. I'll talk about that now. I'll talk about that, and I'll talk about Australian cricket. Now, Amlan Bara, my plan is to go. I'm organising the accreditation now to be the media component. The guys from Kuntal Chakraborty's going from ABP News. Debash Sen's going from Extra Time. He also works for another channel as well. They're planning on going. I'm planning on going with them. So that's the plan at the moment. But it's all about visas. First of all, I've got to get permission to leave Australia. I haven't left Australia. I've got to leave. Got to be allowed to leave Australia, let alone enter UAE. I have to get a letter from my media component, my own media component, also the media from India, and also an ICC letter to say that I'm allowed to go or I'm required to go. Then I get the accreditation, that'll second to that. Then I have to get my COVID test, which I've had the second Pfizer jab on Friday. That's why I haven't been actually on the air for the last couple of days, because I've been a bit under the weather because I had the second jab of the Pfizer dose, and that was a little bit heavy. So yeah, I've got to have that vaccination. I've done. I've been tested when I arrive, the rapid fire test. I've also got to get, just as the peace signature, I've got to get all the approvals before I can get the approval of the visa allowed. Then I've got to be able to look at insurances and not taking our responsibility in Australia of the consulate in Dubai to take my responsibilities. I can take my own responsibilities. Travel insurance will be virtually nothing. Then I'll organise accommodation, and when I return, be in quarantine for 2 weeks. So there's a hell of a lot going on there. That's the situation. So if all of those things that I've just discussed go ahead, then I'll be going there. Should the Australian board have waited for the IPL and all other matches going to declare their squad for us? Well, yeah, they had to do it early because they have to make sure they're there and they're quarantined. So I think it's a 6-day turnaround of quarantine when you're in the UAE. Yeah, they've had to announce pretty early because there might be changes. There might be, I don't think. But they're taking three reserves, don't forget. Dan Christian, Daniel Sams, both fantastic. And now this Nathan Ellis is also very good. So pretty good replacements there. What are your thoughts in the second half on IPL in UAE? Well, it's a real pity that they had to have a second half. Then they played 29 of the 60 matches. They've still got 31, including the final, to play. It's very frustrating that they had to do this. Would have been lovely if they would have finished it back on time, because that would have allowed more time for players to get ready for the World Cup. But I guess they still get practice. It's okay. So that's okay. So will Aussie Pom Series only be back now, only before Ashes? No, the Aussie Pom and a Pom Series is back now. It's back, episode 16 we're up to. So Chris is joining me tomorrow. Okay. What is Chris Vernon key reasons for loss and key changes he would make before the third test? Well, he already talked about that a little bit on one of the shows we had recently. The reality is he does think Darwin Milan, James Vince should come to the side. He agrees with that, and even thinks Sakib Mahmood should as well. And the reason they lost, India was just too good. And that's who will win the IPL this year. What are you going to say? I think Delhi Capitals will win. I like to see KKR win, but it'll be Delhi Capitals. They'll be better than Mumbai Indians, I think. Yeah. And obviously RCB and CSK will be there too, but I think Mumbai Indians. Sorry, I think Delhi Capitals. Norman, what is your thoughts on Jemima Rodriguez and Smriti Mandana's batting? Both very capable batters, absolutely very good, technically very sound. Future leaders with Harmanpreet Kaur, of course, and Mithali Raj. Good batting side. Tanya Bhatia, the keeper's a very good batter too. Shouldn't leave her out of the equation. And of course, there's Australia's batting line are brilliant as well. And India, of course, is touring Australia in the upcoming months, and they're going to play a test match here, which I'm going to go out and watch that. That'll be very interesting. Hopefully it's at a time when I'm here. Don't you think Tim David should have been in the Australian squad? To be very honest with you, Tim David is very fringe. I don't know where he's come from. He's been playing a lot of leagues. I think he was in the 100, wasn't he? I think they're just grabbing onto very recent form here in Nathan Ellis. Nathan Ellis has done very well recently, but they're grabbing. IPL is grabbing onto very current form. I don't know enough about him to say that he's that good, but no, I don't think we're going to be throwing the Australian side that quickly. What's the prediction for the Bangladesh cricket team in the ICC World Cup? Well, they did beat Australia 4-1, didn't they? So, even though that wasn't the best Australian side, it's still a very good effort. They'll perform admirably. They're going to qualify first, I think, but when they qualify through, they'll play very admirably. But they won't go through the last four, I don't think. I am faded. Do you think Alex Hales has any chance of featuring? No, I'm afraid not. Well, who do you think should be the next Australian coach? And again, in my videos yesterday, I put the video there and I talked about what on earth is going on with the Australian cricket team. That video's there. Everyone there, watch it, please. Go and watch the video. It's called What on Earth is Going On with Australian Cricket. There's also one there about Australia's best are back, but will they enough for this title tilt? I've reported on all of this. So next Australian coach, I talked there about obviously Jason Gillespie's one who has been great. He's got a level 4 coaching certification, one of the highest. Most got level 3, one's got level 4. Very rare that people get the level 4. He coached Sussex very well and helped Ollie Robinson's career, to be honest. Very well respected in Australia for the Adelaide Strikers in the short format and South Australian cricket team, I believe, as well as stateside. He'd be very close to getting a selection. There's also Andrew McDonald from Victoria, ex-Australian player who's been the kind of assistant coach to Justin Langer. So you may see him join in May as the main coach. You never know. And then third selection, Trevor Bayliss, who coached England and Sri Lanka and is with Sunrisers Hyderabad currently. He's great quality. I think he deserves a thought potential gig. They're the ones that one of those three. I already talked about that. Amarish Singh, how are you? What do you think? Who do you think will benefit most from this 9-day gap between tests? England will benefit the most because they probably need to have a bit of a rethink. India's momentum was so high they would have loved to have played the third test straight after. The reality is that England are probably losing Mark Wood. They've lost Broad already. James Anderson's under a little bit of a cloud too, don't forget. And then you've got batsmen all over the place. So they're going to need some time. What's your thoughts on Rashid Khan playing for Team India? Rashid Khan, who plays for Afghanistan. Now, Rashid Khan, as opposed to Abdul Rashid. Rashid Khan, I don't know enough about him, to be honest with you. Who'll be the next Indian coach? Ricky Ponting? No. Harsh Gupta, I hope India keeps someone within. I still think Dravid will be there, even though has applied for the National Cricket Academy position, which is the nurturing of players from India upwards. I don't think Ricky Ponting will be there. I'd love to see, even Lakshman or Dravid or even Sehwag. I think they're the people we should bring in. Can some Indian players be rested in the latter part of the Test series so to reduce the burn? Probably. What do you think of Nick Compton's remarks and Brett Coley? A little bit harsh. I think Coley's fantastic. Coley's proven again to be fantastic. He's just won a Test match pretty much on his captaincy, with the decision to go out in the field, make England feel and send them back in. It was very clever. That masterstroke on the fifth day. Do you see Josh Inglis in any IPL team? I don't know whether he'll be in one currently. He's just made the squad for the World Cup. In the future, He'll be a future Test keeper as well, by the looks of things. Any reason behind ICV not being hosted by country like New Zealand, West Indies? It's probably the logistics with West Indies, but it has happened before. New Zealand, logistics as well, but I think they're both potentially going to do it in the future. New Zealand should have the World Test Championship rematch, whenever that is, in 2023, isn't it? That would be my thoughts. Make an interview with Nick Knight. To thought. I don't know him that well. Maybe Alan Manelli does. I'll have a talk to him. Should Gilchrist be the next Australian coach? No, not yet. I think Gilchrist, albeit a very nice bloke and a very good mentor, coach, he may not want to be in that role. What's your playing 11 for India again and England in the third test? India's team will not change probably at all. Ashwin will still not be in the team, and Shadul Thakur is the only possibility. He may replace one of the bowlers depending on all the levels of fitness. But batting-wise, same. England, on the other hand, will probably open now with Hamid, and with obviously Sibley going. They'll leave him with Burns. And they'll bring in probably Darwood Milan, the first drop. Then they'll have Root, Bairstow, whether they put Ollie Pope in, I don't know. Butler, and then they'll have the bowling contingent that we know. No spinach, no Jack Leach. Moeen Ali will be in the side as well. Nathan Ellis is medium pacer. How will he fit pace for both? Well, Meredith and Richardson are still pretty raw. They both didn't have a good IPL, to be honest, did they? And they've been taken out of that, and it looks like their selections were regretted. Does Usman Khawaja have any last chances? I would hope so. I would certainly hope so. He and Curtis Patterson should be able to get back into the upper and middle order. My question was left again, Norman. What do you mean, Claude? I'm getting a bit annoyed with you. What do you mean it's been left? It's like you're claiming I hate when someone says I didn't answer the question. If you don't, I've already answered your question. So where is it? Oh, I don't like that. Don't accuse me of not answering a question. I answer every single question. And if I don't, naturally, you may not have put it there. I can't find it. You said, thank you, sir. And then, which I've answered. Now, what's my next question? If I don't find a question and you've said something, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah, there's no sign of any question from you. No. I'm failed. No. No. No, sorry, my question was left again. No, I haven't. Colleague, you haven't got a question. You said thank you, sir, and I haven't answered, so it's not there. Retype it. Anil Kumble may be the next coach. What do you think? It could be. Mahalo is the front runner for the Indian job. It seems Dravid has already been to decline. I would like the Indian coach to. I would agree with that. I would like an Indian coach to take over too. I don't know whether Mahalo Jawan has actually been picked. Is that right? Abhishek Sharma, why can't we have cricket Olympics? We're going to Abhishek. 2028 looks almost definite. And the Los Angeles Olympics, it'll be there. And it's going to be in the Birmingham Commonwealth Games next year. So that's already been decided, I thought. Do you agree? Having character like Kohli, showing passion, aggression. Yes, absolutely. You don't see Sarah Lakshman coaching. Okay, fair enough. Good evening from India. Thank you, some more Pradhan. Terence Aldrin, I remember your name. Your thoughts on Ollie Pope batting at number 3? I don't think that it will happen. I don't think it'll happen. I think you'll see Dawood Malan batting first shot. He was put into this lineup in a manner which tells me that he's been picked. Pretty sure that England are picking Dawood Malan as their first dropper. All right. I asked the question again. Look, this is a joke, Carl. Where is the question again? I'm not seeing it. You're annoying me now, Carl. My question was left again, so I'm afraid you're making me a bit annoyed because I don't see any questions. So unless you're not typing it properly, it's not showing. Do you interested about festivals in India? Yeah, sure. Is cricket got limited over the Olympics? It'll be limited. Hopefully not 10, but it may be 10. I think it'll be more likely 20. Who was put on Kings 2 in the second in the replacement? I don't know if there is one yet. I know that we've lost both Dry Richardson and Meredith, and they've put in Nathan Ellis. They may have brought someone else in that we don't know about yet. How did James Vince make it to the test squad? He's quality. As can RCB team 11 be no 6? Possibly. I don't know exactly where he'll bat at this point. Raksha Bandhan is a festival about brother or sister. Who is your sister? My sister. I have a sister in Perth. How many Australian cricketers invite UAE to? Quite a few, but I think there's a few that are out. But you'll see pretty much most of them. Smith and the like. What do you do for a living? Well, I used to work for the federal government in public relations for 36 years. Now I'm just doing cricket. I love my cricket. And I'm kind of semi-retired in a way too. Is Milan playing the All? I don't think he is. Are there any? I don't know why, because he's the best T20 player in the world. He should be. Are there any box cricket competitions in Australia? Box cricket? I'm not sure, no. Thank you, FS. Smayan Gupta, hello. Do you think Moeen could bet high in the order? Well, that's an interesting point. He could, but I don't think he will. I don't think they're putting him in that position any higher in the order. at this point. No difference to that. Yeah, you don't use Duke balls. You've got the what are they called? I can't remember the name of the ones. What's the name of the ones in India? Is it something S? I think it's SK or S something. I've forgotten the name of the ball in India. Are you still with News Channel 7? Or only during? I still do things for extra time. Sports Today over time. I'll be doing work for sports. What was I say again? Sky Sports in Australia. Still quite a few. Sri Harsha as well, of course. SG ball. Sorry, that's right. It's an SG ball. My mistake. Not what was I saying? Yeah, of course. Yeah, so would I. No doubt. Yes. Well, he was very shaky at first. Strip and drop, wasn't he, Hasib Hamid? He was very, very shaky, but apparently he bats better as an opener. We'll see. Yeah, SG ball is the one that's used in India. We use a Kookaburra ball in Australia, and of course, England used the Duke ball. Duke's ball. Anyone joining today should be also subscribing, please. Please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and notification, please. I will be there for the extra time during match time, live, pre and post, but maybe not in the match itself. No, not sure. In the future they may, but not. When do you sleep? No, I've slept a lot. I've had 2 days of sleep because of the fact that I had my second Pfizer jab. I had that, and I was decidedly not well. Well, I wasn't 100%. I slept a lot. Play 11 for the third test. Anyways, Sujay Ganguly, I was already talking about that. Yeah, SG ball's apparently very good. It's got the right ability in most conditions. So the 11 for India, once again, for the third test, India's team will be almost identical. The only change perhaps would be Shardul Thakur coming in for one of the bowlers if they're not fit or on rotation. Ashwin still will be left out. He'll be there for the fourth test, more than likely at the Oval. Otherwise, the batting team will be exactly the way it is. They've just won a great match. Why would you change it? And England's side, the inclusion, they've dropped the opener Sibley. So obviously Crawley went previous to that. I think you'll see David Maloney come at the first drop and Hamid go to opener. And then otherwise, Ollie Pope may get in, or they may just leave the batting line at the same otherwise. And then the bowling will depend on fitness. No one else should continue. What time I sleep generally is 10 p.m. in the morning, but because I'm doing this, no. What vaccine is given in Australia? Pfizer. Pfizer and AstraZeneca, but I didn't take that. I took Pfizer. Take care. Thank you. I'm fat. I just want to know, Australian public, watch IPL regularly or not. Can you give me a number viewership? If you do? I don't know the exact numbers, but it's pretty healthy. Don't worry. Especially if it's standalone, that means there's no other cricket to watch, which it will be in our winter. Yes, they'll be quite good numbers. Did you see Amazon Prime Video head above water? No, I didn't see that. Narman Narayan Singh, if we leave out 2021 series, which is your favourite India versus Australia Test match? Well, that's pretty hard. That 2021 was the one. It is my favourite. 1 and 18 was also good. There were several series. Well, probably the Vivius Laxman, Rahul Dravid surviving after the follow-on and winning the match with Harbhajan Singh taking wickets. That was in 2002-3, I think it was. It will be tough to beat in the leagues, yes. How George believe Canada selected well? He's obviously an ex-player and he's well respected for his point of view, and he's apparently he's applied for the job and he got it, so he must have impressed them with his application. Can CSK win the IPL? They can. They're in the top 4, I would say, but they may not. What has been your favourite cricket documentary? Death by a Gentleman with good old, what's his name? Death by a Gentleman was created by Jared Kimber. I like that. Will be England softly? Yes, of course. I've already asked that question. Our puns here. Hello, how are you? Good to see you again. On Love Festival in two. Yes, they are. You watched the movie Such a Billion Dreams? Yes, certainly have. Sure, kayak. Okay, good. All right, enough answering questions here for a minute, guys. Just my favourite Indian captain would have to be Kohli, and also Dhoni. India and Australia, there was a series where they had the homeward gate with Mickey Arthur. I was there for that, and obviously I was there for many India and Pakistan matches. What's your favourite Indian captain? Not very expensive. Andy Bickle, slush it over with cricket. Yeah, I think he is. I think he's up there in Queensland coaching. What should be? He was also part of the. I think he was a selector at one stage as well recently. What should be England's bowling combination for the third test? Well, I'd say Saqib Mahmood's coming in with Ollie Robinson, and whether Mark Woods fit is the other question. James Anderson. Which sport do you love for the Paralympics ahead? I like the whole Paralympics. It was really good. As you may or may not have known, I was actually involved with the Olympics and Paralympics in 2000 in Australia. I was the language services manager. It was a great event. Do you feel like cricketers really need full roofed stadium in every country, like Marvel saying in Australia, to avoid? It'll happen one day, possibly. BBL players get paid nowhere near as much as they do in the IPL. 20th, probably, of what they get paid. 1/20th. Do you feel in cricket we really need full? Oh, you mentioned which is your favourite Indian cricketer term? Deepta Gupta, I would say. Well, Sam Curran had a shocking test. He got out for 2 ducks, king pair, first ball ducks. So yeah, I mean, look, his batting wasn't much good, but bowling, he probably didn't bowl at his best. And they say he should open the bowling, which is an interesting factor. So yeah, that's the question there. I'll post them behind the scenes. I will if I'm there. I'll be posting every day of the vlog or the blogs of what's happening there. Don't worry. Absolutely, I'll be talking. We'll play a bit of desert cricket, all sorts of things. We'll have some fun. That's only if I get a visa, guys. I've got to get a visa. That's the problem. Happy Raksha Bandhan. Thank you very much. If we leave Anderson broad, can Archer and Robinson lead the bowling attack? Well, Jofra Archer is not playing Kuldeep. Not him. Robinson is. Robinson will probably with Mahmood. Your favourite cricketer? I've already told of all time. I've just said it before. Abhishek Sharma. You know, I think you've already asked that before. But I would have to say Richie Benaud. Richie Benaud for sure. Dinesh Karthik's not too bad. I mean, Ashwin certainly is doing well with his YouTube channel, so he must be pretty popular. World cricket is restricted to 4 teams. No more competition. What do you think? World cricket is restricted to 14. No more. Why would you say no? That's not true. In terms of popularity of sports, where cricket's going to show which position I can hear. Cricket's right up there. Cricket's number 1 in summer, and we have winter sports, which are AFL, rugby league. Tennis is up there as well, and other athletic sports and Olympic sports. But cricket's right up there. It's probably equal to one of the rugbies for winter. RCB's new edition, yeah, they look like they've made good selections. TMS will be very frustrated by Brummer's bounces. Will he come hard? Yeah, he will. No doubt about that. What is your take on RCB's new edition? Yeah, good. Yes. Okay. All right. I've just got so many posts. Okay, so if they come hard again, boom, they're going to lose the plot against enhanced game again. Is Vijay putting pressure on Kohli's batting? No. Kohli's pressure is on his own. He's not pressured by anyone else. Are you guys subscribing? Because I'm not getting any difference in my subscriberships today. No, that's not hard. No, that's not good to say because Pakistan and West Indies are always up there. Yeah, exactly. You can't blame Jadara for Kohli's struggles. And Kohli is not struggling as a captain. I'll tell you, he captained brilliantly in this match. Captain absolutely brilliantly. I'm just checking them. So don't forget, I've got 2 videos there about the Australian situation, which we can go in detail about. All right? So don't forget to look there. Just having a look at one thing, guys. Hang on, give me a second. Happy Raksha Bandhan. Thank you, Dikshan. And I need to make comments all day, haven't you? Hamid, at this stage, is going to be given his opportunity. Why can't we prepare for? We do prepare. What do you mean? I certainly have with a few people say yes. Why? We can prepare. What do you mean? When you say we, who do you mean by we? It's not our job to do that. I wouldn't have thought. It's funny to hear me talk. Oh, that's a great question. They're both brilliant. Both Ben Stokes and Ashton Headingley and Punts and Gubber, both important. Probably equally as good in different ways. Soil is different, yeah, but you can't now. Every soil, water in every country is different. That's what makes the world go round. Can you join Kesha? I'll ask him. Kesha. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's got a good singer. I'm just looking at some of the. The Aussie and Poms ones are quite funny. Okay. Just doing some updates as we go. All right. This is not a singing channel, though. Exactly. Arpan, I would agree with that. Okay. Akesh is a nice thing. He's a nice thing. We all know that. I don't know whether that's relevant to this. So I looked at the situation. Okay. How are we going here with this? Let me have a quick look here. Always good to have you guys on. Why BCI can't replicate pictures of England? It's hard because it's soil, water, dryness, rain, all sorts of this. Did you get invited ever? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think sure I will convert this channel to a singing channel. George Gatton is signed by RCB. Okay. So can't you record it? Isn't it allowed so that you may post it afterwards? What do you mean? The press conference? I know. It's best let them do it give it out officially. Yeah, exactly. It's just conditions are different in every country. That's why we have to face that fact. All right. Amrish Singh. Norman, have you gone through the World Test cricket cycle schedule? There are some nice fixtures. India's road looks easier to follow the Singland series and whatnot. Look to Aussie. Yeah, it's still hard. They play a lot of countries. It's no one's got an easy on it. Okay. Who do you think was a better captain, Clark or Ponting? Ponting. How about posting best highlight moments in storage package on channel with you? I certainly will. Good idea. We play New Zealand, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh at home. Other than that, okay. I think in general, India's got a pretty good road. That's a fair road. If I'm going to reach 20,000, I need some help, guys, because at the moment I have not had anyone join me more today. So all you guys are regulars. You've got to make sure that you view, like, and share the posts. Share it through WhatsApp. Share it through Facebook Messenger. Share it through email service, word of mouth. Get new people constantly to join. Pfizer, the first jab that I had was okay. The second jab has affected me. I'm not 100%. How can I? Yeah, South African tour is not easy, but you'd think India will do well this time. 100 wasn't overwhelming for me. I wasn't overwhelmed by it. They played at Lords, had that luxury. I wasn't overwhelmed by it. I wasn't, wouldn't really go. How can I connect with you? You talking me, Harsh? Go to my Instagram and to my LinkedIn, even Instagram and to my Twitter. Instagram, message me about your email address if you want to keep a bit of contact. I am on Twitter. I certainly am. My Twitter account is @NormKoch, @sign NORM, which is Norman, and KOCH for Kochnik, so Norm Koch on both Twitter and Instagram. Yes, he is. He certainly is. Ricky Ponting's brilliant. He's right up there. I have one sister. Many daughters, either through Cricket Association. Hello, Abhishek Singh. Yep. Norman, what do you think about who has more chance to win the third test? I'd say India still had the momentum, so I think India at this point, England will be very unsettled. Very happy Raksha Bandhan, but they're fairly weak now. We should able to cross their line. Happy, as I said, Rakesh, all my brothers, they will bring happiness in your life. Thank you for that. Australia New Zealand rugby's fallen through the floor. We lose for the last 10 plus years. Where the whole Bledisloe Cup, which is what Australia New Zealand play for, lost its tarnish, I think. Australia England Ashes are still very big. They're different seasons of the year, so you can't really compare them. They're not competing with time zones. So they're just one half year we go for the cricket, one half we go for rugby, AFL, and that type of sport. But of course, when there's international cricket like World Cups and IPLs, we look at that too. Thank you, Dexon. That's nice of you. Pitch for the third test will be bowler friendly, obviously with movement and seam, swing, weather. Look up, not down, as I say. Does anyone saw that? They certainly do. I've had plenty of people on Jason Sanger's mother and sister. I saw them celebrate today, for example. Plenty of people do. Yeah, India have got a very, very good chance of winning in South Africa. And so you couldn't recognise me first because I had I just do some things differently. But you should be able to see who it is by my details below. But hey, I'm here again. Good on you, Sunday. The AFL is more famous than the New Zealand League. At the moment, it certainly is. What sort of sport you watch apart from cricket? All sports. Olympic sports in particular is one of my big things I watch. Absolutely. Have you seen my two videos? What on earth is going with Australian cricket? Released yesterday and the day before, Australia's best are back, but will be enough for a title itself. I've released both of them, videos, not lives, and I've also released on extra time too. Extra time of the version of it. Yeah, I'm feeling better Sunday, but not 100%. I'm still. Yes. Why cricket isn't top sport? It is. It's shares the top spot. It is still top spot. I don't think Ashwin should come in place of Jadeja. No. Ashwin is a better bowler than Jadeja. I'd say yes, he is, but the conditions allow him not to be there. It's a tough call, but they had to make that call. We just have a history of it, and we have people that want to do it. They follow. They look back at the history. It is about history. It's about in India. If India want to be good at any sport, they've got to have somebody who's done well to lead the way, and that's what happens. India will probably get a lot more javelin throws because they just won a gold medal. You will see me there. I'll be there whenever COVID finishes. I'll be in there a lot. Okay. It's going to be difficult for Charlotte, well and truly. Rahani, Pajara, Rowett, and Collier are 33. Do you think she should start a transition plan now? No, not just yet. Getting close, though. Sundarlal, happy Raksha Bandhan, brother. Thank you, same to you. Is equivalent to North Korea ration, probably. Don't know what that's got to do with cricket, though. Why China don't play cricket there? I'll tell you what, they will eventually. They will. Don't worry, they will play cricket at some stage if they're not playing already. Trust me, they will. They will. I'm pretty sure. So, what on earth is going on with cricket, with Australia? What on earth is going on with the Australian cricket team? It's a video you should be sort of watching. And the other one is Australia's best are back, but will be not. That'd be enough for a total tilt. They're both up there now, and they need more views. They're not being viewed enough. Bonjour, I agree with you. Any guest? Well, I don't. I put this on last minute. I can't expect. People will be there tomorrow. Chris Vernon will be there tomorrow, and the day after, I'll have a whole host of people. Why do you think? To talk about Pollux, though, I don't see anyone else asking. Well, they are asking. I've been there. So if Ashton play again, might surprise for tomorrow. Or for Wednesday, it could be a surprise, but I don't think he will at this point. I don't think India are very stable with their selections. Yes, definitely. BBL's needs a bit of a revamp. Best place to visit in Australia. Well, Sydney's to start with is brilliant because of the harbour, the beaches, the city itself, the cricket grounds, the sporting highlights, a whole lot of things. Absolutely. Yes, Chris Vernon will come tomorrow because it's an Aussie and upon the episode 16, he'll be there. I think you're right. Not yet. Ashwin, yeah, he certainly should be playing if the conditions are right, and they're not. Ashwin, Ashwin is going to be a legend of Indian bowling for sure. If he plays enough matches, he'll certainly go close, if not beat Kumble. Why they don't use helmet cameras in IPL out? So, yeah, I don't know. Don't think it's necessarily good. Washington Sundar is fit. Well, he was the one. He was fit. He went home. It wasn't the Washington Sundar. He's fit as far as we're concerned. I'm faded. I'm so excited. The USA is so, so interested involved in cricket. If Major League comes together, then cricket will become a global. What's your thoughts? Yes, they will. USA is the second biggest audience for cricket in the world. A lot of expats, but a lot of it in Americans as well. India should choose as per conditions. Exactly. That's why Ashwin's not there. Oh, Ashwin will play a long time. It's a matter of whether he wants to, but he will play a long time. Are there cricket stadiums in Los Angeles? I believe there are. Well, there's certainly baseball stadiums, and they can be converted to cricket reasonably well. Reasonably well. I'm saying that well, but reasonably well. People, did you have trouble working out this was my cricket channel because of the thumbnail, guys? Tell me. The reasons, well, it's just they haven't got many. They haven't got a good top side. They're failing in that way. Certainly, India's picking the right players up. They certainly are. Another third players will try from BCH to join US cricket. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad because if there's too many Indian players to play in India, they've got to play somewhere. And if they have to go to the USA or another country, well, good on them. Spreads cricket. One of the best things about the world is that there are a lot of Indians and Pakistanis and Sri Lankans and Bangladeshis and West Indians and Australians, English and New Zealanders all over the world, and they create comps everywhere. Internal turbulences of who? USA or who? Upon? Love your videos from Double Bay and Sydney. I'll be Jijo. Are you in Double Bay and Sydney? Well, I'm in Coogee, so I'm not very far away from you. Send me your details. We might catch up. Really support for Association Nation for next international cricket soon. More teams will play. It'll happen. No, Liam Livingston will play. I'm watching the IPLW. He's a beast. He certainly is. Australian cricket. You mean okay? What was this? Yeah, there's a lot of disturbances. There have been a lot of cricket Australia disturbances since Sandpaper Gate, and that's where we need to sort that out. And they are sorting it out. Test series, I think I said before, 3-1. 3-1. Or 3-2. I'm now thinking 3-1. I think different leagues spoiling international cricket. And do you think that's why cricket? No, I think that's not. I think international cricket is still good. There's some that work, some that don't work. It's evolution. I'll be Jijo. If you don't know where I live, I live in Coogee Beach, Carrington Road. Cricket is a national game of England, but still it is not the most popular sport there. England has so many sports because they created all the sports. They created cricket, tennis, golf. They were the creator of the sports. Of course, they got rugby. They're all from that country originally. It's an enormous history. Let's be honest. All right, guys. Favourites for the T20 World Cup 21. I'd say India, England, West Indies, and either New Zealand or Pakistan. Ishant or Thakur. If Thakur's fit now and Ishant at all needing a break, they might change them over. If cricket is included at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, which format do you think would be the best played? For what I think the 100's a good option. Well, the 100 is not really going to be the way. It'll probably be 20 or 10 overs, one of the two. It doesn't matter as long as it's in there. Let's get it in there first. Let's create world interest where other teams want to strive to get medals from other countries. I feel is improving the quality of Indian cricket. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been a huge thing. Okay. They don't play the BBL or the NatWest T20 Blast because they want to keep their IPL as their prime format, and they're probably saying, well, if you play the other ones, you may not play the IPL. They're choosing where the money is, which I totally agree. And the best comp is IPL anyway. 100 tournament is a flop. What do you think? If I'm being honest with you, I'm not a big fan. It's going to take a bit of convincing. The colours are something with the colour. The team namings, I couldn't work it out. It's been done to try to produce a number of county teams that play the format, and that's not the right reasons. IPL can change ecosystem to cricket next revolution. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, Chris Lynn should be in the squad. I agree. He's terrific. He is. Why not favourites? Because they haven't played well. They've been beaten by West Indies 4-1 and Bangladesh 4-1. They can't be favourites. I'm watching WWE. Well, Championship Wrestling. Is it? What's WWE? So Mr. Runner Singh 007 Amlan Bara. Have you both subscribed? Please let me know. Subscribe at Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koch. Then go to the notification button, hit that, and then in turn go to at Norm Koch, Twitter and Instagram, and also LinkedIn. We haven't had too many people subscribe today. There's a reality show. Is it the wrestling? Afghanistan will put in a good performance. India is going to be the third test. I think they rest fine. Yeah, they rest bomb. That'll be interesting. They could do that, but I don't think they will. Can you talk in Sinhala? Sinhala Katagala, yeah. Oh no, Lynn's not terrible. He's pretty good. Yeah, Group A is a difficult group for sure. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm a bit annoyed by the way that they're changing it, to be honest with you. Now, let's see. Playing. Yeah. My net worth, AKP China. What is my net worth? That's not a very nice question. I got my own property. Australian. That's not a nice question. I'm 50s, retired. Everything. I'm doing okay. Mr. Runner Singh 007 about Donald Bradman. I've got videos that I've done on my YouTube channel about Don Bradman's house. Best cricketer ever. Not only is he the best cricketer ever, he's the best sports person statistically ever. Better than Babe Ruth or Jack Nicklaus or Michael Jordan or anyone you can mention. I know you're suddenly supporting England. Sky at number 3 instead of Pajard. Not going to happen. They're not changing the betting one. They're very good about that. They're keeping to their tried and tested format. Ash's prediction, I'm going to say it's 2-2 coming in the 5th. Who knows? It's not conclusively Australia's, that's for sure. And India, well, England, will do well, I think. Thank you, Modulus. I hope you've subscribed. Aren't you going, I'm going to sleep? Well, it's now 12. It's just past midnight. I'll go to bed soon. Have I met Rahul Dravid? Yes. It's already past 12. Yeah, it is right. 2-2 with the 5th test deciding. I can't really pick it at this point. Australia are not as certain as you may think. Well, Bradman era paces so fast to say. No, they were fast. Don't worry, they were fast. And the uncovered wickets had a lot more movement and bounce and low bounce. Extremely difficult to bat on. That's a great question. I don't know why they have got other openers, but they're just not batting that well. I would argue, yes, you're right. You're right. Give me 5 words of Ruti. Joe Root is one of the top 4 batters in the world. He's classy. He's patient, confident with his own ability. A very classy batsman. Yeah, he probably will one day, but he needs to be recovering his shoulder injury first. Dr. Ramashan Rai, hello. Which is the number 1 followed sport in Australia? Is it cricket in summer Aussie rules football in winter, horse riding throughout the year, rugby, and it's cricket. I think in cricket in India is bigger than cricket in Australia at the moment. Predict the finalists for the 2020 World Cup, India versus England. And were they consistent with their lengths? Yeah, they were. Great bowlers back then. Don't worry, very clever bowlers. Why is Border Gavaskar series 4 matches and why? I don't know. It should be 5. They both should be 5. Afghanistan have their home cricket grounds in India. We'll change. No, I'm sure Afghanistan will play a lot outside of Afghanistan. Justin Langer's coaching contract finishes in May next year, and there's no doubt he won't be there past May. There's no doubt he'll be gone by May. Won't be selected again, but will he go earlier is the question. About Grant Flower. They're both, Andy Flower and Grant Flower were both very good players. Didn't have as many teams to play against. You're most welcome in my country. Thank you, Rona Gonja. Howard, thank you. Darwin, no way. That might be an exception, but fitness and sports analysis. Yeah. Ashwin did a great job taking the mantle after Kumble and Harbhajan. Who do you think can be the next best big name spinner after Ashwin? Washington Sundar and Axel Patel, maybe not, but it's hard. I don't know. Hello, I am Alex Shadow. How are you again? I know you guys, and Dekshan is here. They will. India, West Indies, follow India, England. I think, yep. I go to a cricket school and I'm representing Sidonberg. Oh, very good. It's lovely. Great. The show needs a coach like Rahul Dravid. I believe so. I'm surprised too about Alex Carey. Josh English is good though. He could well be a future test player. But Matthew Wade shouldn't be anywhere near the test thing or any side. It won't happen. Put it somewhere. It'll happen maybe in the 4th. I think there is a chance that he will renew his contract. There is a chance. Let's have a look here. Hazaranga is a UAE. He looks like a good player. Main England player. May miss obviously Archer and Ben Stokes at this point. Mark Wood's even come in about a bit. Why do you think Aussies have a bad habit of backing everyone? All right, so you're saying goodbye. I have some more. Good on you. Good. He deserves the opportunity. IPL are quick to pick good players. Why do you Cricket Australia extend just like they didn't? Why did they? They didn't. I don't think. I don't know why Ravi should be allowed to stay on longer than 60. I can't see what the problem is with that. I can't see any reason why I can do it. All right, guys, I've got to give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I've got to go and get a charger for my laptop. 2 seconds. Okay? Don't go anywhere. I'm back, guys. I just had to get the cord for my iPad. So Drover's jersey number 66, is it? As long as I'm not 666. The 666 would be a bit of a worry. Okay, now we're charged up. You got 66 subscribers though. Oh. You got 66 subscribers. Charles, there you go. Oops. Okay. We're back on deck now. Is Delhi Capitals coach? Ponting, yeah. I left, okay. Your favourite Indian dishes, dal, roti, masala doors. Masala doors is right up there. Vindaloo curry. Bring the mic a little far. What do you mean, bring the mic a little far? Is it too far away, or are you saying that I'm too loud? What are you saying? Next coach was Australia. I talked about this already, and again, my videos that I've talked about, guys, relentlessly. My videos, I put 2 videos together that you haven't looked at, some of you, you should be, called What on Earth is Going On with the Australian Cricket Team, and also Australia's Best are Back, and Will That Be Enough for the tilt? Okay, that's both of yours efforts. My efforts, sorry. It was on extra time as well. Two for you to watch. Any player look out for spin in Aussie sport other than Nathan Lyon? Well, I still think Zap is very good. Mitchell's Webster's a bit overrated, I'm sorry. Agar's steady but not brilliant. Yeah, they're similar. Yeah. It's made multi-purposes also. I think they play AFL there too. I love to go back to the Wacker, to be honest. That's a good point. He hasn't been coached well at all. I don't think he's been a good coach of late. I think he's overstayed his stay. He'll May next year if he's got a World Cup and Ashes to coach. You'd think India would have to win that. Hacker rank. I've talked about this earlier today. The COVID situations, there are around 800 cases a day in New South Wales and Sydney. And yeah, there's quite a few people in the hospital. Starting to be, they're about 91% full hospital. Matthew Hayden was a coach. I don't think he wants to be a coach. I don't think India are going to point at Joe Wyden or a Ponting over an Indian coach. No, they shouldn't. I love it to be Dravid, to be honest. Please make interview with Sports Yari team. I don't know them personally, so Vikrant Gupta is my favourite. Is Norman scared to talk anything on whether the Taliban will send I'm not scared about the Taliban. I'm not scared of anything. The fact is, what's there to talk about? The Taliban, or let's not call it's Afghanistan, are always planning. They're not going to renege on that. They're going to be sending a team. They seem to like that. Women's teams, I'm not sure about, but men's teams, they will. Is this the last time you're starting? Harsh, a very good question. The CSK win, it certainly will be his last. I don't know. It's hard to say because it's all about his fitness and whether he wants to play. Look at Roger Federer. He's still playing. Punter will be a great coach. He's improved Delhi Capital's performance massively. He has. Harsh and Nahi. Who is your current time favourite batsman and bowler? Batsman, current time. Smith, even Warner. Smith, Coley, Williamson, and Root, all up there. Happy Raksha Bandhan, Norman. Thank you, beautiful drawings. Yeah, they've been saying that quite a bit, but I think they will. A good chance they will. Tom Moody as a coach. Tom Moody, nice bloke, but I don't think he's a great coach, to be really, really honest with you. I think he's made the Sunrisers Hyderabad with Trevor Bayliss doing well, but I think that Moody may have destabilised them a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of Tom Moody. He's a nice bloke, but I'm not a huge fan of his coaching. Dhoni has as much cricket as he wants left in him. I don't think he should take on Australian coach. Yeah, Greg Chappell certainly has been well remembered in India, but I think he wasn't a bad coach necessarily. Just didn't suit India at the time, and I think there was a bit of an issue with Ganguly and the like. Yeah, Ponty's a great coach. He could well be a great coach in Australia in the long term future, but not yet. Sport, after I watched the test, I thought a lot of his aggression wasn't shown. I'll tell you. Faf to Plessis not in the South African T20 World Cup team. I don't think that. Matthew Wade's selection's a big mistake. Totally not for him. And Usman Khawaja was more political again. He didn't get along with Justin Langer at all. Others can be better than him. The reality is, Ravi Shastri and Kumble, who's better as a coach? I'd say Shastri. Shastri's been absolutely phenomenal as a coach. Ravi Shastri has been phenomenal. Yeah, I watched Crick Buzz. I watched him. Gaurav Kapoor's pretty good. Hi, Ziad Brew. How are you? Hopefully, it's an Indian coach that coaches in there. That's what I want to see. During the Greg Chappell versus Sir Ganguly fight, everyone knew that Ganguly was right. What are your views about this fight? Well, there were definitely differences of opinion. Greg Chappell wanted to be a lot more brutal with the side. I think that's probably wasn't well received either. So I don't think it was necessarily just Greg Chappell. Because of the political conditions there, unfortunately. They should, but maybe it's too late. Maybe they haven't got enough coverage. Do you remember India winning something called the World Championship of Cricket? Yep, I do. What was my age? 11. 10 years younger than I am now. Has the 100 decreased the popularity of cricket in the UK? A little bit at this early stage, yeah, a little bit. Did you see that, guys? You should watch that. I like having a bit of fun, guys. Yes, it has. That's very young sports. Is that TikTok? No, that was Instagram, actually. Instagram. Funny. Was Greg Chappell the worst coach ever? No, that's not true at all. Very smart, astute guy. A bit difficult on occasions, as some of the greats were always a bit difficult. Don't think you could say that. It's notably quiet, guys. I understand it. Who do you think will play a key role in the Indian T20 World Cup? A whole host of players will. There's a whole host of great players there. What is my favourite Indian movie? Shanti Om. I like it, with Deepika Padukone. So Australia in like 90s, 2000 were the biggest team in the cricket. A team won. I think they won the most games straight. But what happened with now is the teams go ups and downs. West Indies were the greatest. They've gone through a slump. Pakistan were a lot better. They went through a slump. Sri Lanka had a big thing in '96. They won. They won Tom Stewart. People go through ups and downs. Happy Raksha Bandhan. You are now. Thank you. Australia hasn't played any test match since January. It's terrible. Yeah. Big gap. Thank you. Yeah, COVID-19 is not helping anyone. One I'd like to change, probably have not so harsh on the no ball. I actually messaged Peter Law today, actually. No, he won't play next match. I think my thumbnail didn't work today. Didn't excite people. I thought it was a good thumbnail. Now, what do you think is the right decision to take Josh English into it? He's got incredible future. Josh English is apparently well and truly touted to be a next test keeper. His talents have been one that and George Bailey, as selectors, been watching him for some time. They've sussed him out very, very well, don't worry. Very well liked. Very, very good selection, actually. All right, guys. Just wondering whether we need to continue tonight. I think we might have we've got a rather quiet event on tonight. When women's IPL's already started. They've had 2 or 3 matches together. It'll get bigger and bigger. Just Cardi is a commentator on Sky. What is your opinion? He's pretty good. Tell me something like that. Astro Surface Hockey, what would be better for him? Yes, but I don't think it's going to happen for some time. IPL might exhaust players and make Kells interesting. Yeah, the IPL is going to certainly be, but it's a financial reason people playing that. It's financially very viable. It's very well liked. Yeah, it's a pretty amazing. Indoor stadiums would be amazing, but I don't know whether they're going to do that in any hurry at all. IPL a big bash. IPL's clearly bigger. Who was the biggest all-rounder for England? Ian Botham, Andrew Flynn, Ben Stokes. All 3 of them are great players. I still think both of them's probably got the edge. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And we have to be fair that they're earning a lot of money doing it, so it's not totally a surprise that they would favour IPL. We'll understand that. It's livelihood we're talking. I'd love to, but they've got some pretty big stars there. I can't just butt in. Do you feel like being a commentator at Fox News? Of course I'd love to be. but I think I'm more connected to India, so I prefer to do that, get in the Indian commentary more and more. I think it's good on Unmuk Chandi to go. I think it's great that Unmuk Chandi should go. Why not? Ben Stokes is more of a current day version of Ian Botham, let's be honest. But Ian Botham performed some amazing feats, guys. Do you think he should go with Hardy Punny? No. No, Hardy Punny is not going to be. His bowling is just not there. He's unable to bowl. Sad to say. What is the most popular sport in Australia? Cricket and summer, rugby, AFL, and soccer, and tennis, and that as well, and other seasons. Can Root call? No, Ben Stokes is not going to play until he's ready, and they're not going to push him. Even from this, I live in Sydney, which is Coogee Beach, Sydney, Australia. Harare in Zimbabwe is apparently a very nice ground. I haven't been there myself, but I've been to Zimbabwe. It's not a bad country. They've had their issues though, so that's the difficulty they face. Absolutely. Ian Botham was pretty amazing. Pretty hard to be better than him at this stage of Ben Stokes a while ago. Next 2020 result, yeah, I think could well be right. Whether the physically is played there, was meant to be played there, of course, but yeah. How many countries have I visited? Harsh, I've travelled to 103 countries. Number them multiply. Aussie and England are both weak at the moment. Unpredictably, the variation of natural pitches is what makes Test cricket example. Synthetic pitch. I agree. Even in which country are you living in? I'm living in Australia. Oh. My pleasure, guys. All I know that is Ian Botham always refused to tour India and Pakistan. That's a bit nasty. Great. My all-time favourite Test playing nation. Well, if you talk about back to, you'd have Greenwich, Gordon Greenwich, and even Matthew Hayden will be the openers. You have Jack Hobbs as well back there, but first off Bradman, then you'll have batsmen like Tendulkar, Lara, have Steve Waugh in there somewhere, Lily Thompson, Keeper Rod Marsh, Shane Warne, bowler, a lot of players. Isaac Akram, Garfield Sobers. RCB. I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying. I would probably go with Bolt or Bumrah. There's no she refused to tour England. That's pretty sad, but yeah, that's not good. Cricket key that Virat Kohli will win ICC Coke or the Choke of the year. Second one. No, I don't think so. Anyone, both of them it was fantastic. Back in 2019, well, that's now history, isn't it? They've got it. So I like Kuchipuri's song. I don't know what name. I may have heard of it. I can't remember the name. I don't know the name of it. All right, guys. Have you got any specific questions? And what do you think of who was the best bowling attack in Test cricket? New Zealand certainly did have. England and India got pretty good attacks as well. Australia's up there. Yeah, England, and exactly, you're right. And what's your favourite music band? Oh my God. All sorts of people come to mind. Historically, the Beatles. All sorts of bands. Take music you wouldn't necessarily know. Like Rolling Stones as well. All right, guys, I'm starting to fade. We'll see each other tomorrow with an Aussie and a Pom talk all things cricket in India. We'll talk about the Ashes. We'll talk about the Test cricket between India and England. The whole thing we'll talk. All right, and then the next day we'll have an actual full preview of the Test match, and then we'll have a day on the day itself. We'll have a preview of the day's play and a post day as well for 5 days. All right. It's going to be hard. I would agree with him. I would agree. My favourite cartoon of all time. Oh God, Flintstones. What time is it over there in your place now? It's 12:38 a.m. Even now it's night now. I know this. I will. Yeah, it was a difficult one. In India, 20. Yeah, that's right. Well, it's add 4.5 hours on. 4.5 hours. India and England. Yeah, SRH. India and England. What is the reaction of the Australian public? Good, but I'll get a bit. I should do it. I've still got time to do it. Best city to visit in Australia is Sydney. Could you beat Sydney, Australia, by far? Well, guys, I'm going to have to call Chris, guys. So don't forget to view, like, and share the videos. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button now, right now, please, if you haven't done it. And then go to the notifications button, hit the notification bell, and then as view, like, and share, supply that your WhatsApp message to your groups, to your friends and family and colleagues and acquaintances. Then email the people, or you want to send it by way of Facebook Messenger, whatever you want to do. And I'll appreciate that. So then you go to my at Norm Koch, which is here, which is my Instagram and my Twitter, and my LinkedIn is Norman Koch, which is here. I'm living in Australia. I'm looking tired. Even though that's why I said, if socially. No, don't worry. All right, guys, take care. I have to say goodbye now. Talk to you tomorrow for the pre-show of the whole series. An Aussie and a Palmer taking on, talking about cricket will be on, and then the previews of day one and post reviews in the match coming up. Third test, Headingley Lords. Headingley leads.